Afternoon, everybody. It's been a busy week for me this week. I just realized how gray my beard's getting. That's kind of fun. It comes with the territory, I guess. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm trying the Rumble thing again, or the dual presentation. So just in the event you lose me, kind of in my car outside of a parking garage, but everyone's been talking about the incident with Hezbollah, and God, you can see my eyes. I'm tired. At the convention, you wind up meeting people after hours, and then you don't sleep well because you're all riled up. And then you got to get up the next day and actually work. It's just like, ugh. Anyway, the whole Hezbollah situation. A lot of folks are talking about. The this incident with the exploding pagers yesterday, and then today they had a bunch of exploding radios. So I went to the India Times. I tried to look outside of America, right? Because right now, because it's an election year, we're politicizing everything. So I went to somewhere outside of the normal, media we go to. And who's that? Hold on a second here. Hey, Loretta, Southern Tier, Suburban, Tony, Cha-Cha, Lioness. It's good to see all of y'all. And yes, I know I look tired. I was at this convention and I wound up drinking with a lot of younger people. And when I left them, I had to Uber. I Ubered home because I knew better. But I left at about 11. One of the other Army guys who's now an engineer with us, he left at midnight. He said the young guys were just going. They were like, "Oh, you're leaving? Hey, we'll see you. Take a water bottle. All right, who's buying the next shots?" He's like, "I'm done." We were like, "Yeah, no need." Yeah, there's hey Scott, what's going on? Do I have a booger, buddy? It could be. Who knows? In any case, so here's what I find interesting. So the Hindu time, I think it was Hindustan, or shit, India Times, one of the two, reported that the beepers were not remotely detonated by magic. It wasn't like they figured out a way to overheat the beeper, make it explode. They actually had baby shaped charges in them. And according to this alleged source, which makes a lot of sense, so Israel, after they made the last ceasefire with Hezbollah, were pretty confident Hezbollah were going to be assholes again. So what they decided to do was they decided to infiltrate Hezbollah and got into their supply chain. And no joke, according to this reporter, they have reason to believe there was an Israeli agent involved in Hezbollah's purchases of pagers and cell phones. And the reason they're using pagers and cell phones was because the Israelis were tracking their cell phones and then figured out who the leaders were, and they were executing the leaders. They were killing them. So they said, okay, we're going to use pagers and leave your cell phones off until you get a page. So Israel said, well, we can't track the pagers, so we're going to put chip charges in this shit. Ghetto blaster scene. There you go. Yeah. Video go boom. Yeah. Hezbollah is going to be limited to cans with strings. Yeah, exactly. No worry, true American Loretta. I know you're busy. I'm busy. I'm tired. You can tell I'm tired. I didn't wake up with a hangover because I, manage when I go out, but I'll tell you, some of the clients did not sound good or look good this morning. Hey, good morning, Vericycler. Yeah, super spy stuff. That's true. So Vericycler's over on Rumble because I'm dual streaming again. So long story short, the Israelis had infiltrated the supply chain of Hezbollah possibly years ago or months ago. and had these freaking charges already set, these little itty bitty. And you think about it, you don't need a big charge, right? You don't need to blow the whole area up to execute a fighter, right? It just needs to be something small. Think of think of this. You know the little black cat firecrackers, right? So if you put a black cat on the floor and you light it and you stand near it, it can burn you, right? You get a little shock wave, it burns you a little bit, but it typically won't kill you. Now, if you took that same black cat firecracker, put it inside something brittle like glass, and then taped it to your head or taped it to your body, and it blew up, the shards would fuck you up, because what you have is now a pressure wave in a contained vessel. You know what I mean? It's the same principle like when you throw a soda bottle, the big 1 liter bottles, or the off of a building, right? When it hits the ground, you build up a bunch of pressure and it blows up the bottle, which is something we actually did in college until security chased us away. They don't need a big charge. It just has to be itty bitty. And what they did, it was attached to a very little radio detonator. So when they gave a specific command and went out on the airwaves, did you believe that? That's freaking brilliant. Like, absolutely brilliant. Coming in late, how many were in it? They say, Loretta, they say it was thousands of people. Hey, Astatine. Hey, Vision. Hey, Robert Bates. Hello. They say it was thousands of pagers detonated. Now it's hundreds of radios. I've heard different numbers, but it was significant. So basically, every single Hezbollah fighter all over Lebanon and all over Syria probably had a little bomb next to them, on their belt, in their pocket. Now think about it. You have like a little plastic case right here. Like, say you put your pager, because we used to do this back in the old days. You put a pager like in the shirt pocket here, so you can look down and see, and that thing blows up. Boom. It doesn't have to kill you. It takes you out of the fight. Absolutely brilliant. And then I was thinking, actually, that's horrifying. We've been buying stuff from China for 15 years, like a lot of electronics, drones, cell phone parts, vehicle parts. How do we know there's like some command in our damn iPhones that causes them to overheat or to do some other stuff? And again, you don't need a big explosive charge, right? You don't necessarily have to kill the person. You can incapacitate them. You basically take them out of the fight, and then you overwhelm the medical resources. So that this is really, yeah, exactly. Vericyclers is crippling the network. It's horrifying when you think about it. How do we know our supply chain hasn't got hacked? I mean, let's face it, regardless of who you vote for this November, nobody's done a great job at protecting the people. They could give zero. How do we know that there aren't Hezbollah fighters in our country already coming through the border? And you could be going shopping and the dude next to you, like, his pager explodes. I mean, what the hell? That's just bizarre. Hey, Arc Living, what's going on? Hey, Wolfang. So it's really insane when you think about it. Yeah, I don't even know. I have to digest this. No, for those of you who really want to go down a rabbit trail, go watch the movie Dragon Day. I don't remember if it was on Amazon Video or Netflix or HBO Max. It was on one of those. But it basically talks about how our systems could be compromised. And Devil Dog, hello, bud. Pictures and 3 noted. I can't see what that. Somebody put a comment there, but I can't read it. But in any case, folks, it's just something you. Hey, Johnny. Watchman, hello. It's just Russia's warning America now because of that explosion. Yeah, and you don't know who might have done it. It could have been the Americans. Who would benefit? No, Israel would definitely benefit if they incapacitated 2/3 of Hamas soldiers, right? So yeah, I can see that. Who else would benefit? The Saudis, the Jordanians, the Americans, the Chinese. Um, it's just interesting to think about. I'll tell you what, though, I'm not going to sleep with my cell phones charging near my nightstand. I'm going to put them the hell away from me on the far end of the nightstand. They want to explode at night. They can go explode by themselves. But it sounds like Israel actually infiltrated the supply chain. And when the pagers came in from wherever, their agents implanted this little devices in there. And the Wolfgang just did a video on it. Oh, ammo depot, 18 kiloton blast. Okay, it's a different video. Video. Okay, sorry. Just for the record, the since I'm holding the phone a certain way, it's clipping the edges of the longer sentences. So I'm sorry if I'm missing stuff. They'll definitely be able to overload the phone battery. Yeah, absolutely, Johnny. And that's what I'm thinking. Or laptops. Like, imagine you're in an airplane and everyone's laptop catches fire. I mean, how horrifying is that shit? So, and you can go down this whole dark road, but it sounds like the freaking Israelis were like, oh, they're switching to from cell phones to pagers, so we can't find them anymore. So let's find another way to delete these people. Absolutely brilliant. I can't even fathom how long and carefully that had to be executed. Like, it just blows my mind. No, I have not seen the videos of the explosion because I've had the conference and there was other stuff going on at work. So I'm a little bit out of the loop. I just realized the pager incident very late yesterday and I didn't do any comments on it. No, I did not. They didn't have to implant them, but already had them built. Right, exactly. Jason, that very well could have been. They could have said, oh, we bought them from the Chinese, and it was bullshit. They bought them, they implanted them, they rewrapped them, and they handed them out, and nobody be any wiser. But, oh, the schools that went to electric buses, that's kind of horrifying. Well, Red Dog, see, and that's something else that horrifies me if you think about it. Hey, Arc Living. If you think about it, so you have people coming over the border. They've stopped bombs at the border. That I can tell you because it's been public here in Texas for a hot minute. But yeah, they stopped. Who's to say these guys didn't come in here with a bunch of similar devices like pagers or cell phones? And then you think about this. So you have a bunch of these phone devices and you're like, okay, we want to terrorize Americans. So you go to Walmart and you randomly leave these little items, pagers or cell phones, at Walmarts, at Targets, and then set them all off all over the country at once. You would only need like 50 people to do that. It wouldn't harm very many. You might have some fatalities, some fires. The panic that would ensue would be mind-blowing. Hey, Mimi. Mimi, honest to God, I've actually talked about that with my brother and some other guys I know, and one of our big fears, and even my dad expressed it before he passed away, God bless him, but he said, one day you guys might wake up and there'll be a city on fire, like the whole freaking city, from whatever, a nuke, a terror attack, whatever incident. Kind of scary. It's frightening, but it also speaks to how we should prep. Make sure you get your devices from legitimate sources. Don't get the janky things on the corner. that could help reduce the likelihood of having, something nefarious there. And that's common sense, right? You don't buy your food from, strange guys in alleyways. You go to freaking the store and you get it there, although that's no guarantee anymore either. Yeah, Watchmen, people having them in a cockpit of an aircraft while driving. And then you go to the movie Leave the World Behind, right? And they use Teslas for the example in that movie, if you recall. But in a novel, a friend of mine is writing foreign power use fishing boats in nuclear ports. So that would be absolutely viable. Freighters. I mean, you look at these big freighters come into the port of New Orleans, they come into the port of Los Angeles, they have 100 cargo containers. You just need one with something significant. You don't even need to set off a nuke. You just blow up a boat and set it on fire in the dock, and you're going to shut down the port of Los Angeles for 4 months. Look what happened in Baltimore, right? Allegedly, this boat lost control and hit the bridge. That screwed up a chunk of the nation, that one bridge, right? Hazmat now has to go completely around the city. So, yeah, it's kind of frightening. But in any case, folks, there's not much we can do to prep for something like that directly, right? But what you can do, make sure your devices, and this is probably good practice anyway because they emit radio waves, make sure your devices are bought legitimately. They're not some shady ass shit from the alleyways. Make sure that you plan out your trips. So if something does happen, because think about it, even if you're nowhere near any kind of incident, right? You're at work, something happens, they shut the office down. Now early you have to go home along with all the other people. You're going to be stuck in traffic. You might have to go on foot. You might run out of gas. There's so many little scenarios. But yeah, according to the newspapers in India, they are stating that their opinion, their understanding is that the Israelis infiltrated the supply chain a while ago and had these devices planted in all these electronic things. So just really something to think about, something to keep in mind. But in any case, I'm going to leave you with that thought there. I'm waiting for traffic to break up, and it's not. It's getting worse. So I might just start heading home. But you guys be safe out there. Be careful. Pay attention. Fire departments are struggling with few fires. Come up with a whole new strategy for cars and garages. They literally have to try and pull it away from the structure. Yeah, exactly. Have a giant shape charge designed anyway. You want scary thought. Anyway, yeah. And think about it, Jason. You don't have to blow up the ship. You don't have to blow up the whole city. You sink a big ship in the harbor, it makes it impossible to navigate. Now you have a whole new issue. And that's an MRAP driving down the street. That's fucking new. That's, And it's not the police MRAP where they would literally have police on it. It's green. But it's not military green. It's like Call of Duty green. You know what? It could be a private owner. I'm seeing a lot of armored vehicles being bought in Texas as private collectibles. So makes you wonder. But anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with that. Be careful out there. Be safe. This is Wednesday. Holy shit, it's Wednesday already. God. We're all going to be killed by our beepers Wednesday. He comes on 7:30 my time, so 8:30 y'all. I don't remember. He comes on tonight, so y'all be safe. UN whose sovereignty being signed. While I have here, Forbes breaking news yesterday: UN whose sovereignty signed, possibly if not stopped in Congress. Yeah, the Senate has to ratify such treaties. And just to put your mind at ease, Red Dog, there have been treaties in the past that if they flow contrary to the Constitution, the Supreme Court will shoot him down. So it's happened before. It was maybe 50, 100 years ago. Shit, it's a long time. But yeah, we got to watch that. That's interesting. Anyway, you guys be good. Be safe out there. Be careful. Remember, be subtle about your preparedness. Nobody needs to know. You got enough of us out here on social media kind of, waving the flag. But be careful. Be safe. Vericycler on Rumble says, watch New York tonight. That'll be interesting. Yeah, Hudson Valley, 7:30 Eastern, so 6:30 Central. So thank you, Teresa. Y'all be good, be safe, pay attention to what's going on. Don't panic. But man, what a genius move by the Israelis, if that's accurate. Absolutely genius. Anyway, you guys take care of yourselves out there. God bless.